People, so I will come back to Lead Teens, and then this is a program brought by Arise Education, where teens are given a voice to speak it and speak it on. So this is the chat by Lead Teens. So here I have different panelists. They're going to tell us the names, their school, and then we kick off to the chair.
Hi, I'm Tongage Nijira, 19 years of age, and as you can see, I'm graduate.
As we can see, actually.
So, hello everyone, my name is Bicho Iro. I'm a senior student at the City Kigali. I'm 18 years old and I love eating, laughing, and sleeping.
Hi guys, my name is Rusinana Mazijol Benjamin, 4 names, and I study at Riviera High School. I'm a rising senior and I'm 17 years of age.
Hi everyone, I'm Jennifer Kaijuka, I'm 16 and I go to Green Hills Academy. And oh my god, anyway, some people call me Jen K, but it's not really a nickname.
Sorry, nickname, yeah. So people, my name is Kalisa Tani, I go at Kagarama Secondary School, and then I'm 17. So today we have the chat. The chat is a program brought by Lead Teens, and then we have one of the greatest topics they're going to be discussing on, and then giving our different opinions and perspectives about it. So what is the theme of today? The theme of today is what would be the best way to live a meaningful teenage life. So I want us to have a common understanding. Like, we all teens, right? Mm-hmm. We all teens. Yeah. We all teens. Yeah. You know that she's 19, but we all so,
still a teen.
Yeah, she's still a teen, yeah. So I want you to tell me, like, how do you consider a meaningful teenage life? How do you understand it?
First off, I want to clarify from the get-go that, like, for example, I'm not like necessarily a perfect teen, like none of us here are, right? A meaningful life shouldn't be one which has no mistakes. It's one where we should learn from our mistakes and try to be better human beings and young adults. Yeah.
Okay, a meaningful life to me is like one that when I'm no longer a teenager and like I grow up, I'll be able to look back and feel like I did the most of what I could do.
For me, I think the meaningful teenage life would be like seeing in the future times how my teenage life will consume, and this can be found in the results in the future. How am I conducting in the coming times, and how am I effective in the society? I think that's what is meaningful teenage life.
So, in my thoughts, I think a teenage life, it being meaningful for me is like for it to be fun. I need a life where there's party. I need a life where I'm having fun with my friends, where I have to go out and eat with my friends. I share the drinks and share all the secrets and feel like I'm a teen. Because when you skip that age, it's when you like regret when you're coming to the old age and you're like, why did I do that in my teenage life? And so it being meaningful, I should do it all the fun things and all the crazy things in my life, I should do them in the teenage life. Yeah, because it's when I had the time, it's when I had the energy, maybe it's when I had the parents' money to use it, maybe. Because I think I can spend my own money.
Yeah, so trust me, Togi, like, mu gihe tuvuge abantu ari ingimbi n'angangavu ni igihe ushobora gukora ubugoryi bwose like ugakora nyine ikintu cyose kiba kigushimishije kandi you feel like doing, right? But then I want you to give how so far, how are you living a teenage life?
So, thank you. I think having one idea of what it is like to be a teenager is very damaging, right? So, like, one person might like to party, one person might not. One person might enjoy certain things while someone else doesn't. So, I think what's... sorry.
I want you. Like, I want you to tell me, okay, when that, and then and that's my teenage life.
I mean, no, I enjoy parties too, right? But it's not like my whole life is predicated on them. It's not like I want always to be on a party, but some people do, and I respect that.
Like, if they're
So it's important to like distinguish between like what it's like to have an individual teenage life and like the general life, right? Which is that some people might enjoy this thing and some people might not, and we should be okay with it, and there should be no pressure to fulfill this ideal teen. Yeah. So that's what I'm saying.
So I want you to tell me again, like, when we share his ideas. So the party thing about teenagers and then doing the funniest thing in the craziest thing in their teenage life.
Yeah, so in this party, like, there are some things you do that a teenage, like a person who is an adult can't do. Maybe, what I would say, like maybe some dances, even like some dance moves you can see. There are some there are those which you must do when you're a teenage. But then imagine like seeing an elderly person. Sometimes when you see him dancing some dancing which you can't say right now. You'll be like, but then in that teenage life, because you like experienced it and you're like all over it, you'll be like, okay, I'm fine. And also I would say about eating, man. Like,
Yeah, I get the point. So
For me, according to what they said about going to the party and what, yes, they are the ones that maybe do like those parties as he said. But I think, for me, as I refer to the meaning for teenage life, is how you are going to impact each other. And I can tell, like, for the teenagers to go in the party, they can get some friends, and then they can have influence between each other in the coming times. And that's how I think about it.
okay, I'll come back to that.
Okay, to me, like Danny said, he likes to party. Joel said he likes to he said it's not always about the party, which I agree with. Because for me, it's all about like the balance. Like I still go to parties, have fun, and still study and other serious stuff.
Yeah.
Because like you can get carried away with partying and it can lead you to some other stuff, or you can be too serious and come to regret that you didn't like have the fun things before when you're a teenager. So I think like for me the most important thing is like to be able to balance like both sides.
Okay, now I want to know, Nigute ushaka managing, having fun, because trust me, now you can't have fun, what you see, you can't have fun, so I want them to tell me, Nigute managing, having fun, like, okay, I'll give you a scenario, like, maybe one teenager wants to be rich in the future, maybe he wants to be a good leader, and then that means he's going to work for it now, and then study a lot, read books and do different things. And that person was asanga, maybe I won't say them. But they don't party, they don't go to different parties, but they're just reading books for their future, which is good. So I want you to tell me, like, balancing those two things. Like, don't you think, like, at this teenage life you should have to enjoy something to the fullest, and then you have something aside?
No, but that's the thing. If you enjoy, like, you can enjoy, but I'm not saying don't enjoy as much as you should. Like, you should, but also you need to think, like you just said, your future, which is like studying books and all that, and have that, and then also have time for like partying and stuff. If you study during the week, you can't keep studying 24/7. Like no,
Yeah.
but then you do studying 5 days a week, and then in the weekend then you party. Then Monday you go back to studying.
okay, I like have a question. Okay, nkuko tubizi twese abatini bose bafite ababyeyi.
Yeah.
But then kugira ngo uzumve umutini avuga ngo basi ngiye kubalansinga. Hari ababyeyi nyine baba bashaka ko ujya kwiga gusa. Usibye ujya kwiga gusa ibya Paul ukabishyiraho ibya wenda nukura nurangiza ukari kugutangira nyine gukora ibintu nyine mbese biri weird, sibyo? Rero ndajyanye nyine like I had a question. Ni gute umubyeyi abyanze?
Yeah.
Are you still like having a meaningful life?
Exactly. We are going to come back to that. But then let's first look at what is the biggest thing teenage life should be all about. Turebe ni iki kintu kinini sibyo cyadukwiriye kuba duhereza umwanya munini tukwebwe like twasikavuze ko turati. Ni iki kintu tukwiye kuba duha umwanya munini cyane.
Thank you. I think that it's mentality as a team is to know that first of all there are some people around you that do really care about you. They really love you, care. Like if they say like ugomba kubalancing this must be on the high level than this one, you should take it on the right side instead of saying it like as if it's an offense. You know that what they need in you is just they do care about you. Instead of going out, you can just maybe not for every teen you have to go to the party so that you can have a meaningful life. And other ways you can also like have fun and like take some swimming lessons or other things and some games and sports. You can have fun, but if you want to party, you can take like the time that you want to make sure that you are not harming or you're not disappointing the one that really loves you. And this is about the meaning.
Actually, there are these people that have fun reading books. Just reading a book, that's fun for him. So I want now, Joel, I want you to tell me, we are teenagers, right? We have parents. And then I want you to tell me, you as a teenager, you're 17. I don't want you to go to a party, I want you to go to class, I want you to go and study. Are you living your meaningful life?
First off, right, we have to realize like some sort of context, right, here. First off, we're not just teens in general, we're African teens, random teens, right? And also we're living in an age where technology is very, very useful and very, elevated. It's necessary. Now those two things, they're important. First off, like as you were saying, are you living a meaningful life if your parents are hindering you? I think you should try honesty. Sometimes some parents might be like, no, this is it, this is the decision, this is the final decision, I do not want you to go there. But I think when you try to have a conversation with them and try to understand why they do not want you to associate with certain things, right? There's something you can get from there. And then from there you can talk to them about why you think you can go there. And then you do compromise, because you're not going to agree with them, they're not going to agree with you, but you can sort some middle ground, right? So setting rules and setting some level of middle ground is necessary.
Good.
In order to live.
That's very good. I don't know how you see the chance. The parents batandukanye, sibyo? Parents is different from my parents, sibyo? Usanga umubyeyi avuga ngo uyu mwana ageze mu myaka yumva yakuze afite amaraso ashyushye, sibyo? Akumva ntabwo mbese mukwiriye kubiganiraho kuba wakika cyangwa utakika. Iyo si ibintu kuganiraho, sibyo? You're not going to a party, ni hahandi he's going to drop you there, akujyanye, sibyo? Aparike hanze and then he waits for you. Urumva? Which is also kind of weird, sibyo? So I want you to tell me, teenagers, do they have that way baganira n'ababyeyi bakababwira ngo in my teenage life I'm going to do this, you're going to do this, like bagasetting that ground atubwiraga?
I don't think it's likely most ntabwo nizere ko like biba buri training kuko in those days parents they have lots of work and they don't have time for kubana babo. Like they think that all I have to do is to give some school fees and then they study and that's my responsibilities always. And for the kids and the children,
they're not going far. First tell us. And their own perspective. I want to party, but then I'll also do what you want. Like, okay, when maybe it's not party, maybe I have fun reading books, I have fun doing sports, so I'll give you an example. So I want you to tell me, maybe ababyeyi bashaka ko nkora iki nanjye nkashaka gukora iki. So maybe we discuss kuvuga ngo ndakora iki ngiki. Do you do that or do you have that with your parents?
Okay.
It's not okay, it's a yes or no. Yes.
I do that because you see the opportunity, the times, like the vibes of the parents. If they're happy or you're doing something that makes them happy, you just come up with what is your mind. I want to go there. I have done my homeworks, everything. I have to go there, and I promise to come in this time. Then the parents will be okay. You go, and they look after you if you're managing time, so that the next time, what you told me, you'll be here at that time. So and that's the real problem about managing. Make sure that's what you promise to the parents. You have to keep it.
No, hari ikindi kibazo rero misengera. Actually, I want us to solve all problems dufitanga, sibyo? Being a teen, sibyo, n'ubuzima bwawe. Niyo utari umuteenager, like it's your own life. Umubyeyi yarakubyaye yagushira ku isi, and then it's your own life. Ukukura, you take your own decisions, sibyo? So I want to know, muri teenage life, ino journey turimo, sibyo? I don't get it. Do you know what I like is maybe a parent guiding you. You like partying and then you like studying, you're going to have these hours of studying. That's the best thing. So I want to know. Maybe I can go study, go do this. Teenage life, I doubt a lot of people have their own choice. Okay, noneho mbwire ngo wowe wifata ukagenda utabivuze, right? Some people do, sibyo? Ariko there are those people bavuga ngo my parents natabyemeza, I won't do it, sibyo? So tell me about it. Like, wowe, like, do they have influence in your decision, like a teenager? Like, is it still meaningful to you?
Okay, it's the thing is ugomba to make it count. You have to make it count. If bagukoreye decision nk'iyo tuvuge ngo wige and then ukiga neza ku buryo nyine wabona ko wize haza like test ugapassing ku buryo next time niyo bikubwira uzavuga njyewe ubushize nakoze gutya bigenda neza. Rero ubu ngubu natwe tugomba kuganira ukanyemera nanjye ibyo nshaka, like tit for tat.
Tit for tat. So, do you see some parents do? Abaye barabyemera?
Abanje barabyemera nyine.
Actually, she's lucky, right? Because other parents don't do.
I think like something really important to realizing is like, okay, parents are like investors, right? In a business or something, right? So you have something like they start up a company. They're the founders. They help make you, right?
Yeah.
Then they help you grow, right?
Yeah.
And now you have been broadcasting this vision, right? A company has a vision. It has, right? And your parents have a big part in like deciding your vision, how you're going to be going about your life, right? But in this time, to be particular, which is like turi guhinduka, right? We're realizing sometimes that your parents' vision isn't necessarily right or complete, right? So I think right now, as I said earlier, conversation is key. Yes, it's not easy. Living a meaningful life is not easy, but conversation is important. Kuko, if an investor is investing in something, and the vision babonagambere is not what's happening right now, it makes sense yuko they might barakaracha bakumva yuko umwana guhinduka ibiki. So you're trying to show them that the vision they had for you niyo wifitiye, they're not that different. They're just different approaches to living a better life in the future, having a better future.
Yeah. Now I want us to go to another thing. Ndashaka mumbwira, sibyo? What determines a meaningful life? Sibyo? Dufite ibintu bitandukanye dukunda, right? So according to you, what determines a meaningful life? Like tuvuge like I want us like undebe, sibyo? To you, this might determine a meaningful life, because maybe umuntu afite icyo akunda and then you don't know ntabwo uzi icyo akunda, but turebe in general what determines a meaningful life in a teenage life.
I mean, that's a very loaded question, and that's a big question. That's like asking what determines a meaningful life of an adult or something, or a teenager or a child. Those are big questions because we have different things we agree on.
Yeah.
I'm a Christian. Sometimes stuff I see people do, I'd be like, no, that's not right. That's not something you should do.
Yeah.
And someone with a Muslim background might disagree with me, right? But in terms of like, to elevate it, right? To create social impact. We're trying to help people.
Yes.
If your aim is to help people, then you're living a meaningful life. Now, there's different things you can disagree on, but if the main root of you is like trying to live a good life, trying to develop yourself, and then extending it towards others, towards the community, towards everything else, then that's meaningful and that's something you should do.
Yeah.
Okay. Thank you.
Okay, so to me, a meaningful life is happiness everywhere I go. So
Actually, akunda kwishima, yavuze ko akunda guseka, right? That should make sense.
okay, if you also see in your context what you love when you do it and then you become happy, I think it's meaningful, really. Like anything which you do to the society, like changes something on what like you are found there and what you're like living there. So maybe when I'm tired to eat, if I eat, I get happy. That's meaningful. If you like maybe doing some certain jobs, you do it, you become happy, you earn money, it's meaningful to you. So everyone does what he wants or what she wants, and then she becomes happy or he becomes happy. I think it's meaningful for him.
That's good. So now, nkurikije what Joel told us, like, cause dufite ibintu bitandukanye twemeranya, we have different things, aho twavukiye, backgrounds biratandukanye, it's different, it's a lot. But at the end of the day, turi abanyarwanda. So I want us to look at this. Yeah, I know. So now, mumbwire like, should a person say his or her own life is meaningful according to his or her own perspective? Like, wowe ntabwo ufite ubushobozi bwo kuvuga ngo your life is not meaningful, because you don't know ibyo yemera, you don't know what he likes, his background. So that means tugiye kureba meaningful. Like, you personally is you to determine your meaningful life. You're going to go, I'm living a meaningful life. Is that how it should be?
Yeah, I think that's how it should be, because like abantu baratandukanye, ntabwo nk'uko wari ubivuze, abantu bafite different backgrounds, ntabwo bamenya ubuzima bw'umuntu n'ibiki. Rero ntabwo yaba ari wowe yo kudecidinga ngo life yawe ntabwo iri meaningful nk'ibyo wari uvuze. Rero a meaningful life igomba kuba ari iyawe wenyine, ku buryo ureba, you look back, you're like, yeah, I did that, you know.
I'd like to kind of say something though. I get you, you should be the one to define how your life is going to be and stuff like that, right? But this world isn't perfect. We have different layers of power, right? So, we're a teenager, right? And soon we'll be young adults, we'll be going to like look for a job or something. Gandhi, okay, like people who give us jobs, they have certain expectations of us. For example, hari igihe umuntu yakwimakaza ko yabonye, for example, you're a guy, you have dreads, or you have a tattoo, or you have something else, right? And you know, like, had a conversation to be had on like whether that's something that should be a characteristic in like selecting you for a job or giving you a job opportunity or giving you these things, right? Ariko nanone, you should try to be empathetic kuri, right? Someone might be older, ariko ubona culture yacu iri kugenda, ati abana usigaye bafite dread, usigaye bafite ibintu byose, what is this? This is changing. So we should be able to live our own lives and determine them, but we should also be empathetic to why people judge us and why people think certain things.
I like the fact. Ariko like nimba tuje gutekereza why people judge us. That means ngiye kwifunga, sibyo? That means I won't live my meaningful life, sibyo? That means my meaningful life is already destroyed, sibyo? No, let's look at it. Tuvuge niba bavuga ngo, maybe I will take an example. Maybe on kubaho, right? Maybe gushyiraho dread abantu ntabwo barabyumva, right? Iyo bishyizeho baravuga ati wataye umuco, you did this and this, which is very different. So, and then that means njye nimbikora, I'm happy, I'm living my meaningful life, and I'm the only one to determine it. And then when we want to baravuga ati mwana wataye umuco, our country is iri kujya mu kibazo, right? And then urumva your meaningful life yanjye already irabipfuye, because people are barimo baramfatira decision, people are criticizing what I do, and what I do is my own life and this.
So thinking, okay, turebye rero akazi buri wese akora nyine tu, iyo wakoze ushaka kuba umuntu runaka, sibyo? Tuvuye ngo nshaka gukora gutya, nshaka mba abantu bambara suit, kwa wakoze ubareba, sibyo? Niko nyine mbese wumva ko nawe waba nkabo, niho ugenda nyine mbese kuri imico yo nyine mbese kwigira wowe nyine tu, ube nkaho cyangwa se ube different nk'abo nyine mbese ushaka kugira icyo ugeraho. Ucyashaka kuba nyine ni uko iyo ukoze ufite intego ukayigeraho, nk'umuntu ufite dread, sibyo? Wenda abafite art muri we ashaka kugeraho. Ubwo rero undi umuntu nimba afite dread ashaka gukora ibya art matatu iki, it's easy ujya muri sector wenda ya art cyangwa se ibintu byo gukora nyine manoze ibintu bimeze nk'ibyo. But then niba ushaka kujya mu kindi kintu kimeze nk'aho nyine mbese biterwa n'ukuntu wakoze ubareba nyine.
I want us to get to this thing. Like I'm going to look at the age of teenagers, sibyo? Imyaka dufite, and then we are going to look at these days ukuntu tumeze, and then we look at the ancient days ukuntu byari bimeze, right? So these days teenagers are choosing to go for some drinks, sibyo? Teenagers are choosing to go for some parties. Teenagers are choosing to maybe to have a different dress code which is different from the ancient. And then bakavuga ko this is the best for them. This is when they are having or they are living their meaningful life, sibyo? So I want you to tell me, according to Azakuria, n'ubundi abakera, the ancient people bari bafite, like they were also teenagers. Ntabwo kuba teenager bije ubu kari gutangiye kwivuga, right? Abakera byari bihari. So I want you guys to compare and then tell me. Ese ibintu bikorwa ubu ngubu, sibyo? Maybe teenagers now drink beer, maybe teenagers now go to different parties. Teenagers like bakunda kubyina bya hatari, and a lot of people, a lot of leaders, sibyo? Bakunda bya hatari. So I want you to tell me about that.
Oh, first off, like recently, nigeze kubona this meme, like kuvuga ngo ababyeyi bacu they judge us on our hairstyles when they used to wear this. Kana bajama bafite afro n'ibiki. Nyine you saw yuko nubwo bahora turi gutekereza ababyeyi bacu as these people who were always like this hard and stuff, they were actually also experienced teenagehood and adulthood n'ibiki byose, sibyo? but then again hari uburyo they had a connection, right? Bari bafite connection n'ababyeyi babo, they still learned ibintu by'umuco, they still tried to uphold umuco wabo, right? So I think ego biragoye to think of trying to change, right? Umubyeyi akakubona utangiye kuzana imico ibiki byose, but if you still have a connection with them, if you still converse with them, ukabavugisha ukumva ibyabo, ukumva uburyo they came to be this serious or how they look at life n'iki, bazahita batekereza nawe babone yuko what you're doing, right, bishobora nabwo gukoreshwa n'umuco, bishobora kujyana n'umuco. It's not things bitahura naga.
Yeah, but remember, ukuntu ababyeyi bacu bameze, hari abantu badashaka kubaho, sibyo? Like you see, your parents, I know some parents have issues, sibyo? Ugasanga umubyeyi afite ibintu yishyizemo adashobora kureka ngo ukore, sibyo? Maybe we kuko atari afite telefone ku myaka 20, sibyo? Yeah, like akaba adafite sense yuko yayiguhereza ubu ngubu uri 16, sibyo? And that is a problem, and your mindset igomba kuvaho, sibyo? So I want us to look at this part. Teenage life, sibyo, ni hahandi utangiye kumenya ngo I want to do this and then I should do this me to be this person, kugira I live this meaningful life, sibyo? So I want us to look at this fact. Nimba umubyeyi wawe hari ibintu adashobora kukwemerera, sibyo? Maybe ntagashobora kukwemerera, maybe let us look at career, maybe entertainment, sibyo? Turebe like singers, sibyo? Bano baririmbyi dufite ubu ngubu barimo baririmba indirimbo zivibing, so I want us to look at this fact. Nimba umubyeyi adashobora kukwemerera kujya muri party, sibyo? Adashobora kukwemerera to go visit any studio, adashobora kukwemerera to go have kugira ngo like actually no ndwaye n'ikindi kintu cyane ababyeyi bagusanga uri kurira ziriya ndirimbo bakaba ewana turn off the TV, see agahita ukatigira ngo you can't look at your passion, maybe that's your passion ariko ntabwo ashobora kureka ngo kigereho, sibyo? So I want us to look at this. Ni gute what is this influence? Nimba we have these limitations of the community we are living in, ntabwo bumva ko this is our future, ntabwo bumva ko like actually ubundi hari n'izina ribi ryaje kuri like turebe ku bahanzi, sibyo? Bari iki gihe wenda hari abakora ibintu bitari byiza, sibyo? Bazanye the bad image, sibyo? Bazanye the bad image about this thing, sibyo? Noneho wabwira umubyeyi ngo ngenda shaka umuhanzi, sibyo? Agahita yumva ati umwana wanjye arangirira, urumva? Agahita actually no ababyeyi benshi nta nubwo avuga ko it's a process yo kwangirika, ahita aterekaho akadomo ati wangiritse. Now the next step is aragufatira ibyemezo, no going out, no phone, no this, no this, no this, and then your teenage life is destroyed, sibyo? Now tell me about you having your own life, teenage life, or can you make a decision, you know, I want to do this, I want to have fun, and then coping out with the community you live in.
So, you couldn't be taking ubundi I take life as a mind game. Iyo nyine bisi ibintu bigenze gutyo ugenda gahoro gahoro nyine bise uriza, sibyo? Okay, turebye kuri community tubamo hari igihe nyine bise usanga urimo abangamirana mugiye hafi, wenda ugasanga ugiye gukora ikintu nk'izo ndirimbo ugiye kuzireba ubangamira wenda nka drummer wawe ushakura nyine mbese izindi ndirimbo ukabona ibise biratandukanye, akabona kandi kera bambaraga nimba ari inshabure ariko yabona umuntu wambaye akageza nakumva nyine mbese biramureba kandi cyabazamba akabona
birabarenga byatara kutagomba kwambara akantu kaguruye
inshabure so zareshya gute. Rero ikintu kitari cyo kugira nyine mbese nyine try to cooperate hapo ni wibure like I'm out of words, please.
So again, so I want us to look at this. Sibyo nimba yaravuze ku kintu cyo kwibura, sibyo? Like kwa ko baguhitiramo ikintu ugomba gukora, ibintu ugomba gukora, reka tureno no, you know, like the community turimo yese did accept change, sibyo? Kuko urubyiruko rwa kera, sibyo, the ancient community, the teenagers buryo babayeho siko tugomba kubaho, sibyo? Siko n'uburyo turi kubaho abandi bazabaho, right? Which means there is this kind of change. So did they accept the kind of change yaje, and then are they coping up with it? Anything we can do, they're okay with it? No. So what's the problem?
Because okay, ukuntu nyine ababyeyi bacu bakuze nk'ibyo uvuze nyine teenage life yabo yari itandukanye n'iyacu, rero ntabwo bapfa kumva ukuntu ubuzima bwacu bumeze, niyo mpamvu bitugora no ku living our own life n'ibyo twari turi kuvuga. Tuvuge like dances, kera babyinaga traditional dance cyangwa uje nearer like niba barabaye like in Congo or Uganda or something, bakabyina those dances from there. Ariko nk'ubu umubyeyi w'ubu areba umwana ari kubyina ikigwara ashaka kuvuga ngo ibi ni biki, like ni biki uri gukora, abona atari kubyina ntabwo abana bakimenya kubyina. Kandi ibintu byarahindutse nyine, buri muntu agomba kugerageza ukuntu nyine yakwereka umubyeyi we ko uko wabayeho ntabwo ariko nabayeho kandi ugomba kundeka nkabaho ukwanjye nanjye nkamenya uko nyine ibintu byanjye bizaba.
So which means the fact igomba kuzaho they should accept change in our lives.
Do they really hate guara or do they hate twerking? There's the difference between usually. Like there's certain dances maybe we are trying to get. Yeah, this is the Java like a consumer. I lived it. I tell you, let us see again. You
know people make money out of twerking?
Yeah, I know, but you make money up.
Also, ask yourself. I'll give you an example. Ask yourself if she's good at it. She's an expert and she's a good dancer. Obviously, Nadia Kujinariya, a lot of companies are going to look up for her. Man, it's very good. Those girls are doing video. Those girls are doing video. Those girls are doing video. They pay them a lot of money. I get it. And then you go twerk, learn how to twerk. Man, I can almost support you. That's the scary thing.
Muzehe ariko okay. Muzehe ntangarira amafaranga. Biriseri mbese ibintu byinshi waba ukora kubera it gives you money. Mubyeyi hari byinshi kahise aba yemera. Akabyeyi ntangarira amafaranga. So they want to look at your child as a moral person. Atekereza muri society, right? Tuba mu Rwanda.
The thing is,
muturage wawe, you're going right. You're twerking, you're getting money, you're getting fame, whatever. Ariko muri quartier mu neighbor azamusati, hey harya wa mwana wawe, alright? So there's a social stigma, and like by us saying go ntabwo twabireba, we cannot ignore you. There is certain things mubyeyi abavaluinga, and they are sometimes true. But then that's the whole point of coming kumuvugisha uti. Let's say tubana in stigma cyangwa I can do this but I have limits. Cyangwa kanamweka example wavuze artists bamwe batanga wrong image, then give them a right image. Tom Close na girl doctor but he sings, right? There's Knowles, she's very accomplished. Hari abantu benshi cyane who are artists who also have accomplished a lot of different things. So by having a narrow thing azahora avuga yuko ari uburara cyangwa ari ibintu murashyushye, but by looking at yuko hari a bigger thing, they can shift their view and stuff.
But I think that had you change in the situation in the literature. Kera ababyeyi bahoraga n'abana babo, especially girls at home, means that they have these common ideas because they never get abroad or see what happens outside so that they can make their own decisions. And there's then came up with this thing. There are n'ababyeyi nabo baratandukanye. Ugasanga umubyeyi supporting umwana kujya kubyina muri East African Party, and n'abatantine nyine b'ababyeyi and then bakaza wow abana bungu mwize neza, then bo barakwinjiriza, then they converse them nyine hari ababyeyi kubyumva nyine guhindura no kubona ko mwananiye ko n'abana niba bahindutse nabo n'abana bahinduka, nabo bagomba kumenya ko n'abana bahindutse, ntabwo akibana n'amashabure ahubwo bwabo mu leta babuciyeho then bugera hano.
So now I want each of you to tell me his or her own perspective about the do's and don'ts about teenagers. What you do with your life, and then to determine that it's a meaningful life.
Okay, so the do's and don'ts. First of all, I would like to say, first of all, there's this thing about social media. Me, I should be like knowing the updates. Something is trending, I should have it. Like the clothes, even the hairstyle. Maybe I don't have it now, but then yeah, you see like that thing. And then the don'ts, maybe. The don'ts, I should maybe also respect my parents. Maybe if they tell me to do this, I should try to understand their perspective and their mindset, and maybe try not to talk, maybe to...
I get you, so give your own perspective now.
Okay, thank you. For me, by myself, what's meaning? To live a meaningful life, for me it's about knowing from where I come from, and in my time, how I use time, and how some effective things that can help me to develop, and like make some meditation, sports, and have fun as well.
Yeah.
But I think that the things that I couldn't do is to go in the lines that, or to be a couple of others. If you get what I mean, just to know what I really do want, set some goals, and keep around by me keep some people that I know that they will help me with something and also can help them, and also without forgetting what's really important for you and what like you really want to do in the future. Thank you.
Okay, for me too, like she just said, it's all about knowing what's important, doing all the serious stuff, studying, and also having fun. But also, like the don'ts, like avoiding like negative peer pressure, because there's also positive. Like if you say peer pressure, everyone's going to think doing things like friends taking you to like doing bad things and all that. But there's also positive peer pressure, like surrounding yourself with like people who you know also have their own targets and goals for themselves. So, you know, if I'm surrounded by them, then I'll also be able to focus on my own goals and move forward. So, yeah, I think another important thing is to know where you're headed and also realize what you've achieved so far. Because then that's when you'll know if you're really living a meaningful life. So, yeah.
Yeah, so I think first off, I liked what you said at the start where she said, well, you have to try to max out your potential. I want that. That's one of my first do's, to do as best as you can, to not have regrets of saying, you know, I could have done this or I could have gone there or I could have done all of this stuff, right? And also I think one of my other big do's is like have principles for myself, like as they say, negative peer pressure. Like as a Christian, right, there's things I can do like they can judge me and stuff like that, but I want to have principles that say, you know, I don't care what they say, as long as I see this as fit and this is my life, then I'll live it this way. Don'ts is like kind of don't embody something you can't defend, right? Yeah. If you're going to be like, today I'm going to wear this or I can't do this, it's not the problem of you wearing that, is can you defend it? Can you say, I want this, this is the society we should live in? So then, if you're going to wear like this, also try to change society, not to just do it for the effect of like making people doubt you or say, you know, they are cool, they're different, you know, do it to actually change something.
So that was good telling me how you having a meaningful life means to you or it is to you. So now I want you to tell me what's the biggest fear you have to get your meaningful life. So I'll give you an example on me. Maybe one of the fears that I have to have my meaningful life is maybe what I want to do. The society about thinking about it. If I do this, maybe question it. But at the end of the day, ask yourself, why did I do this? Maybe approach me and then I'll be able to tell you about more out of it. Because we have different new things. So it's a matter of fact but my biggest fear is the society, because about different things. So you also give me your biggest fear about having a meaningful life.
I think it can be here is just like myself, like procrastination, you know, not looking, not doing the stuff you do. Because you might be like, okay, that's or you can even have something, but you prevent yourself from doing it. Yeah. Where procrastination, because you're not responsible, you do it. So like yourself and hindering your potential, that's my first biggest fear.
Yeah.
Yeah,
actually, no one to procrastination. That's the biggest thing. That's the biggest thing, because but they can't do it because maybe the society maybe like yeah.
Oh, like you just said, like fear of like not reaching your full potential, but also like overthinking. Because like I don't know about you guys, but me, I overthink a lot. Everything I'm about to do, I'm like, hey, should I do that? Should I? And that I'm scared that one day I'm gonna have to make a big decision and I'm going to overthink it. Then I'm gonna end up making the wrong one, which is like scary.
Oh, okay. For me, what I would consider like the biggest fear I got is not determining the opportunities that are around me. Like, so like in the future, I had corner where I'm stating that like what like the opportunities that I missed to explore myself, and I think that it will be too bad, because whatever I'm going to do, I will be saying I will not be satisfied, because I will be thinking I should have done this and that will make what I'm doing more profitable. And that's, oh my God.
Yeah. Okay. Okay, for me the thing is about peer pressure. So most of us have friends, and like maybe I should be all the time with my friends. Maybe if I'm going to choose something or to go somewhere, I should be with my friends. So making that thing like separating us is maybe okay. Most of the times when I go to when I'm going to make a decision, I focus on maybe my friends. What are they gonna do? But then like you lack that thing of creativity in yourself, and then it makes you like become another person instead of being you. So that thing is like hindering.
Yeah, so those are the biggest fears, but then at the end of the day, you have to learn how to overcome them, and then, yeah, make sure you're having a meaningful life. Make sure at the end of the day, your life is going to have a meaning to you, and then to other people. Because I know you can't impact everyone. I know you can't have a good image in everyone, but then at the end of the day, this person is good. This person had a meaningful teenage life, but then you also personally have to fight for it. You have to make sure you have a meaningful life. So we're going to do this fun part, which is a kind of a game. So on that paper that you have, you're going to write a like and dislike for you. A like and dislike, right? So at the end, after all of you writing a like on the paper, a like and dislike, we're going to make sure you find who wrote this and then who wrote this. John, you start. Yeah. So actually, make sure you don't lie. Yeah, a like and dislike, and then you give me your paper, and then actually at the end of the day, you're going to find some people weird, and then
The silence makes it
yeah,
more
don't make it.
You gotta keep talking.
Actually, don't make it a book or a story.
Don't say anything like in the deep, because I'm sure all of us trust.
Actually, no, it's a teacher, it's you.
Yeah,
Exactly. Yeah.
It's paper blasting the guy. You learn the
No,
difference.
like, fold it the way you want.
Okay, that's so quick. You already know what you like. It's like
Yeah.
so.
It's a list.
Gitabo chose.
Digitabo kabisa. Actually, some people usanga bakunda ibintu, but then ukasanga they are not even sure about that.
The problem of ranking.
Ikibazo ahubwo n'ibyo wanga. Njye cyangwa n'ibyo wanga.
Actually, one day I have to unfold them.
Hari abantu bari gucisha bari kureba.
Give me a paper. Yeah. So now we're going to look at this. So some people want to say ibyo bakunda n'ibyo banga. Then we are going to find out who is this person, right? So now I have the first paper. The first paper. This person. This person likes short people. Yeah, this person likes short people. And then this person. Wait, this person dislikes chicken. My G. Who's the person?
Who is that?
Who's this person?
Who dislikes chicken?
Yeah, who dislikes chicken and then
Are
likes
they
short people?
human?
first case.
Eh? Ha. Uh-huh. You agree? Uh-huh.
And yeah, I think it's him.
I think it's her.
Yeah, I think it's you.
I did try it. So who wrote this? It's you.
You dislike chicken, why?
So you dislike chicken, then why do you dislike chicken?
Okay, like ever since I was small,
Uh-huh.
I dislike the smell.
The smell.
Hey, maybe they didn't cook it right.
No,
You know, you need to put
Try everywhere.
Why short people when you're tall?
Of course, and I've seen people who are shorter than me.
I think they know.
That's
Okay, come on.
it. So now, who dislikes? We have to check about this. Who dislikes Instagram and who likes Instagram? That's a good thing. Who likes Instagram but then dislikes hate?
Hmm?
Yeah.
Okay, that's it.
I think we'll be able to. This is a perfect.
I'm guessing him.
I'm also guessing him.
I'm also guessing him.
Do you know why he's the tallest, right?
No, height.
Yeah.
Because if she's not tall, then she dislikes it.
Is It's you.
It's me, but it was heights. Like, okay, kugenda nko kuri building, ukareba hariya hasi. Oh, okay, it's
Yeah,
like
I get it,
really,
point.
really.
So why do you like Instagram? Instagram, ibibazo byinshi.
Okay.
Instagram, trust me, Instagram wasanga ibintu bitandukanye byinshi. Bibi ni byiza. So why do you like Instagram?
I don't know, like Instagram is good. Like on my feed, I don't really post that much or anything, but I really like Instagram because
Let's talk about the best.
let's talk exotic. There's a difference.
Now we have this
There,
thing.
there.
This person likes football and dislikes Indonesia. I also dislike this thing. And then who's this?
So that two remaining.
Yeah, only two are remaining. It's either you or you.
Someone who can run.
Actually, say it's you.
Yeah.
What are you football player?
Yeah.
You play football.
That's great.
My G. One of the girls that plays football, which is good. And then, so why do there is our next going energy, but why specifically? Mukonzanga why?
Njyewe ntabwo actually ntabwo nanga intoryi ku buryo ntabwo nayitamira cyangwa nayirya ariko nyine ntabwo iniryohera rero ndayanga.
Oh, so you feel you. And then this person likes happiness and eating. And then actually it's you. So akunda kurya and then so
Lots of lessons.
so you dislike lots of lessons. Stress. So wanga kwiga muri make. And stress. So they say ungana gutya because of eating. Abantu turabutse turarya but ntabwo tubyibuha sibyo, that's a problem. So for you,
Avoiding stress.
avoiding stress.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
So make sure you avoid stress. So thank you, shout out to Lit Teens and then Arise Education that brought to us the chat. So it was good having my panelists here. And then every day we live. So yeah, visit all social media platforms of Lit Teens, Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, and then like, subscribe, and share on our YouTube channel. Make sure you get something out of this video. Thank you very much.